why inspired action does not work and does not mean you get your big manifestations. Hi there, my name is Joanne. For today's video, I'm talking about inspired action. Inspire. I'm going to dive deep into how you can actually manifest your dreams and your desires and really make them work. Let's get into today's video. I think it's really important to first say that a lot of people don't take inspired action. You know, like, do you? Let's put it right at you. Do you take inspired action towards your dreams and goal? You're either going to be shouting yes at me or no, right? But does it lead to your manifestations? Have you got your manifestation? Right. So I want to really talk about what I believe inspired action is, because it is thrown around so much. It is used in law of attraction. It is used everywhere, right? And this might be very controversial, but you know what? I'm going to go there. Now, the reason why inspired action does not work is because those people, which is the majority of us, who are trying to manifest money or a relationship or friends or whatever it might be, a brand new job, a new car, a home, when we think about taking inspired action, we really truly believe that we have to be inspired. Now, inspired for us means this big energy where you are feeling high, right? Like high vibe energy. You're pumped. You're ready to go. That energy that you get when you achieve your goal, right? Like, how many of us know that that's what inspired means? To be inspired is a moment of being moved, of being wowed, of being like, I think that's the best thing I have ever seen in my life, right? How many times in our life does that happen though? How many times, if we live in a normal, everyday life, everyday existence, does that actually happen? Well, truthfully, probably not a lot, which is where inspired action fails. It fails us because it doesn't work. So instead, I want to talk about something else you can do that will help you move towards your goals and your actions. Because if you're like me, you've been doing a meditation or you've been watching a video and you're like really like, wow, I'm doing well, like this is going really great, I know what I want, I've got my idea of my manifestation, and then they turn around and say the ultimate line of take inspired action, tell me things that you will do to take inspired action, and you freeze, right? You utterly freeze and you have no idea. Well, let's dive into this even further, and I'm going to give you some ideas and tips on things that you can do that will help you move forward. So the number one thing I want to really recognize before I go into this further is a lot of the time when we come to think of our inspired action, we freeze or we have no idea. And that could be because of limiting beliefs, right? That could be because we're not allowed to think about our manifestation, because we're not allowed it. We don't deserve it. How will we ever get it? We don't know the how, etc., right? Like, there's so many limiting beliefs that we could have. So that's kind of the number one thing. The other thing is, like I was saying, to be inspired means high pumping energy. And for most of us, we aren't there in our everyday lives. We don't feel that in our everyday lives. We've got a nice energy, most of us, sometimes not so nice for some of us. We're kind of in the middle energy, right? That middle ground. So taking inspired action is too far out of our comfort zone. It's too far high energy for us right now. So instead, you just need to set some teeny baby step goals. That is it. So let me give you an example. Let's say you want to manifest a house, a brand new house, a house that has 2 stories, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a large garden for you and your family or whoever it might be, in a really beautiful location. That is what you want to manifest. You can see that super clearly. Now, if I was to say take inspired action towards that, you go, huh? Like, I don't know, right? Like, shit, I don't know. So instead, I'm going to say to you, write down for me 3 things, or say them out now, 3 things that you can do related to buying a house. It's just related to buying a house. So, what 3 things could I do? Well, I could research the area. Do I know where I want to live? Have I thought about that area? Have I looked at my bank account to see if I can afford a house? Have I looked at deposits? If we live in the UK and there's a certain amount of deposit, a percentage you have to put down on a house before you can even think of considering buying a house. So do you have that where you are, right? Like, it's teeny tiny things like that. You don't need to be inspired. You don't need to be this high energy. It's just saying, right, what 3 things or 1 thing can I do today that's related to buying a house? Let me do another example. This one. Okay, because I think there's 2 of them, things in life that I think people struggle with the most. One is money and the other one is love. Right, let's do money first. Say you decide, this month I want to earn another £1,000 or $1,000. I really want £1,000 more. I'm going to go for something simple. Okay, all right. What inspired action can I take? Freeze. Complete freeze. Okay, what can I do today related to having £1,000 that I could do today? What could I do? Okay, well, if you're in the UK, we have something called a tax rebate. Have I earned enough money this year? Have I looked to see if I can claim money back on my tax? There's another one like student loans. Again, if you're in the UK, student loans is another one. Have I claimed back? Have I overpaid on my student loans in like the last, it's either 3 or 5 years you can claim at once? Have I thought about selling something in my house? Is there something I don't use at this time? How can I make a little bit more money? Could I sell my service for an hour this week, and what would I do? Right? Like, it's just shifting the thought pattern around it, and it's not looking for this big, inspired, dramatic event, because if we think about it, if we're waiting, we're looking for that, it's not going to happen. We will just sit and sit and sit. Now, I'm going to talk about love as well, and I'm going to use an example that I did 6-ish years ago when I met my husband. So you're not going to think it's very inspired at all, which is why I want to tell you. Right, I meditated and I said to myself, and my manifestation was, I want to meet my future husband now. I want to meet the man that I love. I want to meet him now. I'm ready for this. Okay, I'm ready. Right, I'm going to take inspired action. And I remember coming out of my meditation and sitting there on my bedroom floor and thinking, what will I do? All right, where will you have me go? What will I do today? What can I do for this? And the thought that came into my head was, go and buy petrol. Go and buy petrol. Yeah, I know. Go and put petrol in your car. Now, is that inspired action? No, it's not. No, it isn't, right? So I thought, okay, I'll go and buy petrol. Okay, great. The reason why this came up is when I went to the petrol station, I pulled up to a pump, I looked up, and up there was a number, and that number is the number that I follow. It's my birthday. And when I see my birthday in digits, I'm like, oof, I'm on the right path. I'm listening, I'm getting it. They're rewarding me. They're saying, yep, you're right, you're listening, we're communicating with you, and you're getting it. Okay, great. Then it was like, okay, wait, now what, right? Now what? The next thing that came up was, go swimming. Go swimming? What? Go swimming. Okay, great. Okay, fine, I'll go swimming. It was the middle of the day. I had it was like middle of the week. It's a really great outside pool where I live. I was like, okay, I'll go swimming. I went swimming. Great, it was lovely. Yeah, people around, great. Future husband. No, wasn't there, nowhere to be seen. And then I thought, okay, fine, like, all right, I'm just gonna go with this, right? Went home the next day. I got up the next day as normal, same routine, breakfast, blah, blah, blah. And I thought, what will I do today? And in my mind, it came up with, you should call that recruiter. Call that recruiter and see if he has a temp job going for you. I was a teacher at the time, I had a bit of time during, it was summer holidays. See if he's got temp work. Okay. Phone them up. Yes, we've got something. Yep, it's within this insurance company. Come and work for it. It's like 4 weeks long or something like that. Yep, great. It starts now. Can you, if I send you the application, will you fill it and get it back to me today? This was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon or something like that. So I thought, okay, fine. Was doing this application. I get a call back at 4:45, saying to me, actually, we have a job that starts tomorrow in another insurance company, exactly the same work, same thing. Would you be able to start tomorrow? Yeah, yeah, you know, it wasn't like, yeah. I was just like, okay, great. Off I went to this job the next day, went in, it was like the dullest job I've ever been in. It was so bloody boring. And this was like on a Wednesday. It got to Friday and I remember saying to my stepfather, hey, you know, I think today's gonna be the last day. I don't think I'm gonna go back on Monday. I think I'm gonna call the recruiter and I'm just gonna say it's not for me. It's just too boring and it's too quiet. Nobody talked and I just found it really hard to be in. I went in that day, my manager put on the radio, put on the music, and I thought, this is really cool actually, and everyone was kind of, the energy lifted, everything was a bit nicer, and I thought if they do that every Friday, I might be able to put up with this job. I think I can do it. I think I can do it. Fast forward to Monday, and I'm getting up, I'm getting ready in the morning, and I'm thinking about what to wear, and I looked in my wardrobe and I thought I'm going to pick that blazer right there. Now this specific blazer I had in Australia when I lived in Australia, and it's so bold. It's a very bold one. It was orange, bright blazer, and I thought I'm going to wear that. And I wore this blazer into the job, and I walked in, sat down as normal, 8:45, I'm at my desk starting. 1 minute to 9, this guy opens the door, stands in the door, stands there, stares at me, locks eyes with me. And I remember thinking there and then instantly, oh, no. Is that why I'm here? Oh my God. As if, fast forward 7 years, whatever it has been now, we are married, and the rest is history, literally. Now, was any of that super inspired action? Was going and getting fuel super inspired action? No. Was going swimming super inspired action? No. Do you know, like, it doesn't necessarily make logical sense when you take action, which is why it's not about being inspired. It's about listening, and it's about doing things that are remotely related to the thing that you want and allowing yourself to lead that road and go down that road, and trusting the universe, trust that you're on the right path. Using things like numbers. If you're like me, use your birth year, your birth date, the day and the month. If you're in the UK, in Europe, we put the day first, then we put the month, or maybe the other way around if you're in the States, Canada. You know, just pick something that is a reminder to the universe and kind of confirmation that you're on the right path. Right? Doesn't that make more sense to you? Rather than taking this big inspired action, because you'll never do it. You'll never do it. And I kind of feel like this is the biggest downfall and the pull down of this sort of this work, this energy work, because chances are we're not really that inspired. Like, was I really inspired to go and take my car to the petrol station? No, not at all, right? Was I really inspired to go swimming? Yeah, you know, so. I don't go swimming very often at all. And it was one of those random things. But for whatever reason, it just meant this path has been lined up, and for whatever reason, I didn't question it, I just did it. And again, you know, you could be arguing with me now and saying, but you went swimming, you could have met your husband there. Yeah, I could have done, yes, that's true. You know, so that's what I would do. What is it that I can do today? What is it that I can do today that will move me towards my goal, that will move me towards that manifestation, will move me forward? It doesn't need to be this big inspired action. So next time you are watching your video and you hear someone say inspired action, just in your mind and think, they just mean do something towards it. Do something small. Do something. That's it. It doesn't need to be hooray, hurrah, you know? I really hope you found this video useful. Let me know in the comments below. I would genuinely really love to know what you think of this and taking inspired action, and what action have you actually taken to go towards your manifestations. If you've done things which you would have done in the past, what did you actually do? Because I can guarantee it won't be this big blown out crazy inspiration. It will just be something small and normal and easy, right? Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel and liking this video. Let me know down in the comments below if it was helpful and what you have really done to manifest your goals. I would love to know. Thank you again, and I'll see you all in the next video.